Hey, GTA Gat here, and we're just going to take a look at some stuff that I've been playing around with for last couple of days. I have, at this point, actually finished the main mission thread, and I've been working on just doing some fun stuff besides that. And I'll keep this spoiler free, so that way, if you can watch this without actually spoiling your fun as far as the game goes. Now, one of the first things I've been doing that I've been trying the different new adventures, and one of them is hunting. And so over here we see that I am hunting for the first time. I was actually kind of a little disappointed with the hunting because I thought, that you would have to, take the animal, like, gut it and do all that stuff. But they kind of keep it simplified and just basically shooting and kind of taking a picture with it to make sure, that you have killed it and stuff like that. I haven't done too much with the hunting at this point, but it is pretty cool. You have to, account for the wind and things like that. So, and here you can see I'm taking a selfie with the animal that I just killed. And speaking of the phone and the camera, here I'm just playing around on like the Chinese theater, and there's this guy called Space Ranger, and here I am trying to do a selfie with him, and I'm just kind of trying to figure out the phone camera. As you can see, he's kind of a one of the characters from one of the TV shows in the game. He's pretty fun. I thought like it was gonna charge me to take a picture with him, but like the actual characters on in California. But no, he was just standing there doing the silly moves and stuff like that. It was tough to get like a good like selfie. I was trying to do like find a good angle for a selfie, but here I finally figured it out. And it saves it not only to my game, but also saves it online as well, so other people can look at my pictures. Over here, I discovered this car by accident. It's an electric car, and I think it's modeled after the Tesla car, which is like a sports electric car. It was a very quiet car to drive. It actually drove quite well until I kind of crashed it a little bit, but it was just a very kind of interesting car to drive, and it was just so much quieter than any other car. I'm going to see if I can find one for my garage, but I haven't seen one for sale. Now, speaking of my garage, this is one of my favorite cars, the Vaca, and here I'm taking a simple Vaca, and I'm going to show you what I've done to customize it. And you'll be able to see all the customization options that I did. The first thing you have to do is repair it, and then I added lots of armor for it, and then I put the best brakes on it, then I put a roll cage on it, and then I beefed up the engine, then changed the exhaust to make it cooler looking, changed the hood to make it cooler looking, carbon fiber that. The horn I don't really usually mess with. I don't use the horn that often. I like my personal plate. Then I changed the color of it. You can change the color. Some of them have a primary and secondary color. This one only had kind of a primary color, so I chose the charcoal black, and then I put some spoiler on it. Put the biggest spoiler you could see. Yeah, and then I put better racing suspension on it. I put racing transmission on it, and put turbo on it. And then you could change the wheels. You can change the wheel types, and you could change the wheel accessories, so you can make them bulletproof and things like that, or what color smoke they produce when they burn out. So I was kind of checking out the different options here. It was I forget which one I chose, but let's take a look. Yeah, you can pretty much, you can look at which ones you like the best, and it's a lot of different options. Under wheel accessories, you can make it bulletproof. You can change the tire smoke color and things like that. So it's a very interesting customization options. I know some of them you can change the window tint as well, which is pretty cool. Now here I took the car to the airport. Now I just bought a hangar at the airport, so I don't get wanted stars when I get on the tarmac. But since I just got a hangar, I saw this plane just kind of taxiing. I figured, hey, this plane would be great for my collection. So I just kind of jumped in there and took over it. Now I did put in my hangar, and it was there for a little bit, but I think it didn't stay there for a couple longer than a half hour. So I guess they wise up to you at some point and say, "Hey, that's not your airplane." So it was kind of neat. I did end up buying a couple airplanes, not this particular kind, um, and they are pretty fun to fly. I have to say, this one is pretty cool. It's the more expensive one out of the business jets, although it's not as fast as the other one. Speaking of jets, I think it's kind of mandatory these days to make one of these. How do you get your jet? How do you get the fighter jet videos? So I kind of did what everybody else does, and I just barged into the military base, and I found the hangar, which is to the left here in a second. The Titan's right there too. I think next time I'm going to try to steal the Titan. And what I ended up doing was, just going in there and taking the jet off for a spin. Now I did, they do go after you fairly quickly, and so you kind of have to be really good about it. This was my first time flying the jet, so I did get kind of hit by the other aircraft as I was evading it. So it was all right, but still, it's a fun jet to fly. It has both cannon and missiles. As you can see, the rhinos there just coming out, and it just kind of was a lot of fun to fly. And it's a good cross mix between an F-16 and F-18. But as you can see, they kind of come after you fairly quickly. Now over here you can see I'm smoking. I've been hit, and I'm gonna attempt to land, and I kind of have an interest in landing here. You'll see in a second. My mistake was that I forgot to ask for clearance, and I'll just leave it at that. I am kind of lined up on the runway. I was going to use the rudder there at the end, and then I discovered that I wasn't the only one coming in for a landing. Yeah, that was lots of fun. So then I was able to take the jumbo jet. I was able to take it for a flight. There's no audio on these next couple clips. I have to try to figure out why that did happen, but this is a jumbo jet, and you can actually fly. As you can see right here, I am flying it. It does take a lot more runway to actually get up in the air, and it doesn't fly as nimble as some of the other aircraft. So you kind of have to be careful when flying it. As you'll see in a second here, I'm trying to fly do a nice little video with the Vinewood sign, and as I kind of turn it, I end up losing a little bit of power, and I wasn't able to recover. But you can see the Vinewood sign there at the top of the hill, and I didn't clear it, and I blew the plane up. Well, I guess that happens. So yeah, what are you gonna do? But then I decided to take this little small plane for a spin, and it's a nice little plane. It's very nimble. I definitely like the maneuverability of this plane, and I took it around the city a little bit, and I just kind of was testing it out. I did find it, I think, at the airport. Nobody was using it, so I took it for a spin. And one of my fun things to do is when you're in an airplane and you're done flying, just hop right out, as you can see. And that's what I did. I'm using Michael on this one, and Michael has the rainbow parachute. I have, at this point, you can go into ammunition and buy different colored parachutes. So I have different colors for each one of the main characters, and I've been getting a lot better at parachuting. Parachuting is a lot more difficult in this one than 4, I would say, and it's definitely a little harder, as you can see my bad landing there. And so this is a base jump mission where you go base jumping from a cargo plane with ATVs. One of the guys that starts off the base missions, called the Dominator, he kind of gets you to do all these crazy jumps, and this is one of the crazy jumps. And you do all these aerobatics with this ATV, and then you have to land on that spot. So it's definitely a lot of fun. And again, no audio on this one, but the commentary, you could read it. There's it's very funny stuff, very, very funny stuff, and there's, I think GTA, kind of the dialogue is so much better than any other GTA. So you can see my my landing approach here, and I think I just missed it by a little bit, but I still passed the mission. I think this one wasn't really grading me on the accuracy of the landing, but It was fun. Now, one of the other things you could do once you unlock the certain missions is you can go scuba diving for specific, looking for these submarine parts. I won't tell you the backstory of that because I don't want to spoil anything, but so you basically scuba dive for these parts, and there's 30 of them. And here's me looking for one, and I just found one. Interestingly enough, I am a certified scuba diver, and this is the most odd way to scuba dive because scuba divers don't actually swim; they conserve energy as much as possible. So there you go, piece collected, 3 out of 30. You can find some other cool stuff in the water, like treasure, which has money in it, and other cool weapons. Here I got the biplane, and I'm just cruising with the biplane, doing some fancy maneuvering here at the city, and just flying her around right next to the Tinko building. And I think of all the airplanes, the biplane is probably the most maneuverable one that I've flown. I definitely like it a lot more for acrobats than the other aircraft. But then again, that's probably how we would be in real life anyway. Being a biplane, it's got 2 wings, so it's a lot more aerodynamic, and it's definitely nicer. But you kind of have to watch your speeds with this one. And again, I'm flying towards the Vinewood sign just to have some fun. And once I get closer, you'll see I can do the cinematic screens. Now, I don't know how to spray with it. I think there is probably, I don't know if there's a way to do it, but as you can see here, I'm kind of doing some cool aerobatics. I think it would be kind of cool once GTA goes online to kind of have a cool aerobatic team, kind of like the Thunderbirds with the biplanes, like the Red Barons. They're a good aerobatic group with biplanes, but yeah, it's another thing. And you can see the atomic blimp here, which I can fly because I have I pre-ordered it, so I have the code, and I can actually fly that. When you order, you call to pick it up. They actually drop in different places. That's one of them. And here I try to do a loop, and I mistaken my height. So one of the other cool things was I took a helicopter, and I was actually able to land on a blimp, an atomic blimp. And I was like, all right, let's get out. Let's see if I can actually walk on this thing. And I was able to, just stand there and just walk around like any kind of surface. Of course, my helicopter slid right off, so that was not good. But thankfully, at this point, I have parachutes, so it was just kind of neat just be able to stand there on top of this thing, and you can hear the wind. They did a great job with the sound and the effects. It just felt like you're actually, standing on top there. I would like to see maybe like him getting moved around by the wind a little bit, but not pushing it. Here I decided to let's check out the other surfaces of this blimp. So I decided to go in one of the fins in the back, the horizontal stabilizer, and it was again, it was rigid enough for me to stand on. So it's kind of cool, and you could see the city there in the background. And then I decided, hey, I have to get down somehow, so I'm just gonna go and jump right off. And again, I have a parachute, so I was able to base jump. Now, one of the cool things I noticed on this one, when I landed, I actually had a pretty decent landing, but I also noticed that the pedestrians who were watching me, took out their cell phones and took a picture of me, which I thought was kind of funny, because apparently somebody, skydiving right next to them is pretty cool. So as you can see, the guy there in the gray just took out his cell phone, taking a picture. The guy in the red took out his phone, taking a picture. I thought originally we were going to call the cops because pedestrians do that. Here I'm flying one of the helicopters. This one's not that easy to fly. It seems to go left and right a lot, but it is a cool helicopter, and you can put a lot of people in it as well. So I'm looking forward to using it online, with 4 people in there, kind of going to missions and back. It's definitely a lot of fun to fly. Here I am, kind of just going towards the city, and having some fun. And of course, once I get to the right altitude, I'll jump out. I believe Trevor's flying this one. So oh yeah, and this is I had a really bad landing on this one. It's kind of comical how bad this landing was. And I don't know if you can see, but Trevor's actually not wearing a shirt. Every time I go to him, he's in some odd place, and he has the funniest like openings, which is what I kind of consider when you go, to different character and they're in their own element. He's got the funniest ones, and half the time he's not wearing any clothes. So it's he's definitely the craziest of the characters. Yeah, so you can see I hit the lamp, and it was just horrible. But hope you enjoyed these clips, and I'll have some more, and we'll have some fun. Enjoy the game, and hope you guys are having fun with it.